Living color and a moving line. Past the border, you will find tender motives and a heart of gold. Where's the time gone? Until she asked me again, was there ever a plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and effect for the ones we infect with our love and our dreams. Make your move to draw her near, not too close, I'm the cancer deer. I'm waiting for the sky to fall before I commit. And then she asked me again, was there ever a plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and effect for the ones we infect with our love and our dreams. Color in a moving line. Past the border, you will find tender motives and a heart of gold. Where's the time gone? Until she asked me again, was there ever a plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and for the ones we infect with our love and our dreams. Whoa, oh, 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 no, no, no. Whoa, oh, 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 ooh. Whoa, oh, 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 no, 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 no. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Ask me again, was there ever a plan for your heart and energy? There's a cause and effect for the ones we infect with our love and our dreams.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Brad Brock.
Good morning, Jammers. Welcome to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show. Here on YouTube, Facebook, and JNC Radio. I think I hit the button. I did. So if you're streaming it over there, good for you. We love that. Welcome to the show. It's Monday all over again, isn't it? And we are here. We made it through the weekend of only through the skin of our teeth. Skin of our teeth, is that a thing?
It's the hair on our chinny chin chin.
The hair on the chinny chin chin.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show.
Jessica, you're overzealous. I love you, but you don't have to introduce
Jordan's
me
here
every
now.
time. Yeah, Jordan's here now. Yay, Jordan! Doing the hair.
Taking the hair down.
It's very early for Jordan this morning.
Yeah.
She
The hair and makeup artist never shows up at this time.
never show up. They're always late, or they don't show up at all. Complete no-shows. So, yes, thanks for joining us here on another soggy, gray, depressing day here in...
Moist.
Moist, yes, that's the word. Here in South Florida and the Treasure Coast. Yeah, not good. Not good for me, that's for sure.
No, especially since you're the breadwinner.
Oh, God. Maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see if we have
next week.
Yeah, if we have any advice from our listeners out there for you, Jordy. Anyway, again, we are here. We made it through the weekend, through the skin of our teeth,
Hair on the chin.
hair on our chin.
Chinny chin chin. Never get this.
Yeah. Anyway. Paul said 2 chicks in the lounge this morning. Maybe. I'm feeling pretty today.
No, Jessica, Brad.
Oh yes, Jessica.
Wow, you
God.
forgot about her already.
I always forget about Jessica. She pops in randomly and
Interrupts.
Interrupts. That's really what happens. All right, listen, guys. We're gonna talk. We got tons of stuff to talk about. Of course, our national days, our celebrity birthdays. We're gonna talk about Club Q, that terrible shooting that happened up in Colorado. But that's gonna launch us into an article that I found very interesting, and we're gonna ask the question: Are humans inherently violent? And we'll talk about that. I'd love to get your feedback on that. But this is also a study, so I thought that was interesting. We're also going to touch on the St. Lucie Mets here are giving out holiday meals this morning. So we'll tell you a little bit about that. Big Daddy DeSantis giving state workers more time off through the holidays. We lost a Power Ranger over the weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that. And Bob Iger back in the big chair at Disney. We got a couple music news for Pam. I'll wait until Pam tunes in to talk about the AMA Awards and Taylor's huge win. Taylor Swift, of course. But all that coming up here on the Jams and Coffee Morning Show. But let's get a little check of the weather here before we get the show started. Looking out the window, it looks terrible. Terrible here in Port St. Lucie. My God. It's the end. It's like the most depressing.
Do not go outside.
Yeah, it's the most depressing weather out there right now. I hate this. Anyway, here.
Do you think this is the start of the swap shift where, like, now we're the Pacific Northwest and, maybe
the Earth has turned on its axis.
We're folding.
I believe this is what happens when Florida goes through our seasonal change. Everywhere else, it's beautiful scenery. The trees turn orange and the leaves begin to fall. Here, it just rains and is depressing out. So there we go. This morning, though, we got it's mostly cloudy out with some showers, and temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 70s and 60s around the lake. That's Lake Okeechobee for those of you unfamiliar with geography at all. This afternoon, though, it's going to be cloudy, breezy, and wet, with numerous showers as a front remains stalled out across the area. Of course, not enough to bring the temperatures down, but enough to make it rain. Afternoon highs are going to be in the mid to upper 70s, and more rainfall could lead to flooding in some spots here in Florida. Over this evening, the overnight rainfall with lows down into the low to mid 70s, and I think Tuesday morning it's going to be a whole lot of the same. So there we go. That's our weather report. We also have our irrelevant weather report coming from Philip in middle of Tennessee. He said it's a very cold and nipply start to the morning at 17 degrees.
Oh, no.
With clear skies and dry air, not as much frost on the windshield this morning, he said. Still very cold. He said it's going to warm up today to a whopping balmy 51 degrees. I think that's a pretty big jump.
That is a pretty big jump.
He said this week it's going to be warming this week up into the low 60s and warmer nights up into the high 30s and low 40s by the week's end. He said the chance of rain on Turkey Day, about 80% shot for some rainfall. The temperatures are going to be through the 60s. Make it a little bit more unbearable, he said. Yeah, it's supposed to be really nice here for Thanksgiving, so.
Of course.
Of course, it'll clear up when.
Everyone has the day off anyway.
Yeah, so. Especially me.
Screw your gigs.
Yeah, forget it. Anybody that wanted to go and see me this week, forget about it. I don't think it's going to happen.
You'll have to come to the house.
Yeah, I'll put a little house party on.
We might go line dancing later.
Oh, yeah, that is today. We'll talk about that, too.
See Brad there.
Make a note. Make a note.
Okay.
Might have to get out there and put my shit kickers on.
It's free, so we can afford that.
that's always a good thing, right?
Our favorite price.
All right. So there's the weather for you today. We do have some national days. Let's see. Let's talk about them, I suppose, and pull them up here on the old Google machine. All right. What do we got going on today? It is National Stuffing Day. And as we near an inch closer and closer to Thanksgiving, we're already thinking about the delicious turkey stuffing. That's a traditional part of Thanksgiving dinner, aren't we, Jordan?
It's the best part.
Yeah, you know, Trader Joe's has crisps or chips, as you call them here in the States.
And Aldi's.
Yeah, it's Aldi's as well. Yeah, they have Thanksgiving stuffing flavored chips. It's crazy because it actually tastes like Thanksgiving stuffing. It's.
I thought you would like them more than you did. Or do they still just like blow your mind? So they're.
So listen, I'm a complex guy with simple tastes. So you know I like.
It's a nice way to put it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to crisps, I like simple flavors. You know, salt and vinegar. I like. You know, the sour cream and cheddar. I like plain chips, really. But I would say like salt and vinegar is probably my best. Barbecue, 1 or 2 ingredients. This is a mouthful of flavor when you bite into these chips. It's overwhelming.
But I thought you would like it because of the Mama Ling Ling sandwich.
You know, well,
that kind of tastes like that.
Okay, so let's talk about Mama Ling Ling sandwich before we proceed. There's a great sandwich spot in Orlando, downtown Orlando, called Pom Pom Tea House, and they make this wonderful sandwich. Every time I go to Orlando, I try to stop in there, and they're open like on the weekends. They're open till like 2 a.m. It's unbelievable. So I always try to stop in there and get the sandwich called Mama Ling Ling's Thanksgiving Dinner, and it's a turkey sandwich with cream cheese, cranberries,
all the fixins.
yeah, cranberry sauce.
Gravy, mashed
stuffing,
potatoes.
mashed potatoes. It's all on the sandwich, and it's
out of this world.
yeah, it's really, really good. Jordan's tried it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
When
and,
I ate those things.
yeah, went back when she used to eat a sandwich, right? Kevin McLaughlin.
Kevin, yeah.
And so delicious, and but these chips, you know, if you eat the chips by themselves, I guess they're pretty good. But when you try to, like, if you're having a sandwich or having any other kind of meal, and that's like the, you know, little side dish, it's overwhelming. But they're really good. I'm not gonna.
What if you had something plain, like just a grilled cheese?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you took
A turkey sandwich.
Maybe if you took the crisps and you smashed them and put them on the sandwich.
Yeah, I saw that in some of the videos that
God.
people were doing that.
I think we're having high thoughts
Yeah,
now.
I think this is high thoughts. Oh, but back to your stuffing day. Do you know, Brad, the difference between stuffing and dressing?
I don't know. I didn't know there was I would never called anything dressing in my life.
I've never called it dressing.
Wait. I think I do know this one. Stuffing is what you put in the turkey butt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dressing doesn't go in the turkey butt, right? It's the same thing, but it just one goes in the butthole, right?
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a winner. I'm a winner, baby.
Uh,
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's
cooked- yeah,
not
dressing-
stuffing if it's not cooked in the bird.
Yeah, dressing is cooked in a pan outside of the turkey cavity, not butthole, Brad.
Butthole.
Cavity.
Turkey butthole. Does
Good job.
anybody still cook their stuffing in the turkey, or do they do it as dressing?
That's
I don't know.
real legit-ish right there if you do.
Yeah, because I feel like cooking the turkey, especially if, a big trend has been deep frying the turkeys or, these different ways of cooking these birds. I don't think you're deep frying it with all the stuffing in there.
Well, and then the size of the cavity, because what if people really like stuffing, so how much can you fit in the bird as opposed to outside the bird?
You just got to shove it in there.
Just keep shoving.
You just got to keep shoving it in there until it
Anyway.
all fits.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just wanted to throw that tidbit
All right.
out there for you.
You're welcome all for that visual.
Yes.
Speaking
So
of
check out your turkey's cavity.
National Stuffing Day. Speaking of, some cooks choose to stuff the bird with crusts of bread, vegetables, herbs, and spices, and others prefer to prepare a similar dish alongside the turkey using the drippings to moisten the dish.
Ah.
Either way, each preparation is a personal preference or family tradition. The difference, here we are, Jordan, is the first is called a stuffing, but the latter is referred to as a dressing, of course.
I was premature there.
Yeah, it's okay. I was, I should have pre-read.
Maybe that's why you knew. Oh.
No, I just hadn't even got there yet. All right, so there you go, National Stuffing Day. Let's see, what else do we got here? It's National Red Mitten Day.
Very specific.
Yes, November 21st, National Red Mitten Day represents Canadian Olympic pride. Why that matters here is beyond me. The National Red Mitten Day encourages Canadians to wear their red mittens in support of Canadian athletes. Red mittens represent the pride, generosity, and excellence of every Canadian, Every Canadian, from the sweetest newborn to the most experienced family member, wear your mittens with pride and support each athlete as they pursue their dreams. There you go. That was wildly specific.
Oh, Canada.
Yes. The sweetest newborn. Huh.
What?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just reading it. National Gingerbread Cookie Day is today. I don't know. Do you love? I love gingerbread cookies. I think they should be year round.
Yeah.
I might make a gingerbread house today. I don't know.
They have some at Trader Joe's. If you ever take me, I can get one.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever be traveling south again.
Ever. Till we move there.
November 21st encourages us to grab the rolling pin and cookie cutters. The baking will warm the home, and decorating will inspire us to design tasty cookies while making memories. National Gingerbread Day takes place on June 5th, which is far, far from now. I mean, I understand the connection, but I don't care. Gingerbread cookies also make sturdy walls for sweet houses. And just in the nick of time for some practice before National Gingerbread House Day on December 12th. Man, can't get enough gingerbread. We'll be talking about this again in a few weeks. All right, what's next?
I guess we do got to get some gingerbread
Gotta get some
props then.
Girl, we got to get on that gingerbread. It's World Television Day today.
Oh, good.
Every year on November 21st, World Television Day recognizes how TV plays a vital role in presenting different issues that affect people. Did you know the first television set was invented in 1927? The 21-year-old inventor was Philo Taylor Farnsworth. Ooh, you share a name. His idea was to capture moving images, transfer them into code, and then move the images along radio waves to different devices. In 1928, television aired its first broadcast, but it wasn't until 1938 that television sets became commercially available.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I
I
did
can't
not
believe
know
they were
that.
doing anything like that in the 20s.
Yeah. Progressive.
Right? Mental case. And I think that's it for National Days. Of course, if I've left one out, feel free to drop it in the chats and comments. I'd love to hear from you. Brett over from the SV Kitty Hawk. Over on Facebook, he said, is there a slogan for Stuffing Day? Like, get stuffed? I think that's it. I think that's the slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Get stuffed. How about that? Oh, good. Pam's here. We can start talking about.
Yeah, jump right in.
We can start talking about Taylor Swift. No, we'll keep it.
We'll just save the best for last, right?
Let's save the best for last. Let's see. What do we got? Where we got? What else do we got going on today? I guess we could jump into some local news here. Can't find my notes.
Pam goes, bye.
Let's see.
I'm right with you, Pam. Right with you.
Here on the Treasure Coast, in Port St. Lucie, in fact, right around the corner from us, the Treasure Coast Food Bank and the St. Lucie Mets have teamed up to give out holiday meals. So if you're local here, and I think it's no questions asked, to be honest, if you're hungry or know somebody that's going to be hungry over the holiday, go and right out to the Clover Park ball field out there in Port St. Lucie. The Treasure Coast Food Bank is teaming up, as mentioned, with the St. Lucie Mets this morning to distribute holiday meals. The effort starts, or has already started, at 8 a.m., and they said that there's enough food for roughly 750 families. Each holiday meal box contains a turkey, along with canned veggies, fruits, mashed potato flakes, and other holiday food items. So the Amazing Mets Foundation was able to help provide the food by giving the Treasure Coast Food Bank a donation. Members of the Mets organization will be at Clover Park Field, with volunteers from the food bank. Together, they'll distribute the meal boxes until 11 a.m. or whenever the food runs out. According to the latest reports from the Consumer Price Index, the cost of food overall has gone up 13% year over year. And the price of turkeys is up a whopping 17% over years past. Isn't that something? So, important to note, if you or you know someone here on the Treasure Coast area that's not doing so well and might need some food over the holiday to feed their families, go check it out at Clover Park. They're doing it right now. Of course, if you're watching this live. Otherwise, it might already be over. All right. Sticking here in the local news, Big Daddy DeSantis celebrates 2022 with an extended holiday weekend for state workers. And they say he can't do anything right. Gosh. Governor Ron DeSantis is sending holiday tidings to state workers, shutting state offices for 3 additional days over the Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's holidays. The decision enables state workers to kick off the holiday season with an unexpected 5-day Thanksgiving, Black Friday, college football rivalry weekend. And also to close out 2022 with 4-day weekends for Christmas and New Year's. Those holidays fall on Sundays, and state offices were already scheduled to be closed the Mondays afterwards. DeSantis extends the celebration for state workers with additional paid days off. He said in a prepared statement, "Our state employees have worked hard throughout the year, especially over the past few months responding to Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Nicole. Closing state offices on November 23rd, December 23rd, and December 30th will provide state employees with some much-deserved time with their families to enjoy the holiday season. The First Lady and I are thankful for the dedication our state employees have demonstrated to helping the people of Florida." So there you go, state workers getting a little paid time off, extra paid time off. Big Daddy DeSantis. That's your local buzz this morning.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear the downside to that.
Well, I'm sure it'll.
I'll look on TikTok.
I'm
later.
sure it'll rear its ugly head on social media
I'll
just
be
to
on
give
there
give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, circle around.
We're gonna take a quick music break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about. I know it's a tough subject to talk about, but this is in the news. The gay club up in Colorado, and they had a shooting incident there. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then I'm going to pickleback off of that with an article that asks, are humans inherently violent? We're going to talk about that. I'd like to get your input as well. When we come back from the break, you're listening to Jams and Coffee in the Morning. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Here's one from Brad Brock. You guys know that guy? I don't know.
shows up again. She says she's out with friends. If I've got nothing else to do, she said I should come out too. Ooh. It's only 10:30. Thoughts of her keep drifting in. Wild nights around this town, I know how it's going down. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue. I see those eyes again. I come and get me grin. She touches me as she walks past. I just can't help but to laugh. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. But I know when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue.
All right. We are back here, Jams and Coffee in the Morning. Thank you so much for tuning in with us over on YouTube or Facebook, or listening in on JNC Radio via the Live365 app, or if you're streaming it on our website, jncpodcast.com. Wherever you're tuning in this morning, we hope that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. That would be dope. I'm here with the Jordan Taylor there.
Hello.
We're here with you this morning. And that, of course, was Back to Blue by Brad Brock, who is also me. Thanks for tuning in. Mike LeBeck tuning in over there on YouTube. Good to see you. So, yes, a story that I hate to talk about these types of stories. I hate that we even it's in the wheelhouse. But we're going to talk about it. And then, as mentioned, I have an article on asking, are humans inherently violent? It would appear so, but the answer may surprise you. Here we are. The story goes, an LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado Springs, Colorado, was considered a safe space before tragedy struck late on Saturday night. Joshua Thurman said, I was on the dance floor when I heard 4 to 5 shots ring out. After realizing the sounds he heard were gunshots, he ran into the bathroom with 2 others and locked the door and called 911. He'd soon learned that 5 people were killed and more than 24 others were injured at Club Q. And it's one of the very few LGBTQ nightclubs in the area. Thurman said, imagine the one place you feel safe no matter what. Your home, your car, your loved ones, or whatever. Imagine that is now taken away from you. Club Q wasn't just a place to have a good time. It also provided a sense of community. People could go there and get guidance. Sometimes people would come and they would want to talk about coming out with their parents, and I'd counsel people at the tables about social issues, answer theological questions, and those kinds of things because the younger person felt comfortable being there. They could bring their parents here, said Chaplain Michael Travis. He's also a former police officer. He said, and now, if you don't have Club Q, what do you have? What will happen to Club Q remains to be seen. However, those who felt loved at Club Q won't let hate win. Thurman said, this isn't our end. The end for us. We're going to come back 10 times stronger and better. This is not the end, which is a positive attitude, and I like that. Regardless of your stand or your feelings on these types of issues, it's unbelievable and incredibly unacceptable. So what's going on? Are humans inherently violent? Well, the earliest human civilizations appeared between 3,000 and 4,000 years ago, if you can believe that. Just a blip ago. And since then, humans as a species have been entirely at peace for approximately 268 years. And that's not a lot, is it? As many as 1 billion people may have perished as a direct result of war. That's according to What Every Person Should Know About War from the Free Press in 2003. Violence is clearly not a modern phenomenon, but is it an inherent part of being human? Have we evolved to be so aggressive? Well, it turns out the answer isn't simple. A 2014 study published in the journal Nature noted that lethal violence was common in the communities of one of our closest living primate relatives, the chimpanzees. That suggests that violence may have been part of the human repertoire, at least as far back as our last shared ancestor with chimps, which would have lived about 8 million years ago. So clearly, violence has been prevalent for as long as humans have been around, according to experts. Not named. Well, here's one. David C. Geary, a cognitive scientist and evolutionary psychologist at the University of Missouri in Columbia, said violence is a driver of much of human history. All of humanity's early empires were built through intimidation and violence. Not a surprise. Pat Barkley adds, there is also evidence of aggression before recorded history, bones with evidence of violent death, like embedded arrow points or skulls stabbed in. So that suggests that violence predated complex societies and the rise of civilization. Pat Barkley is an evolutionary psychologist at the University of Guelph in Ontario. Definitely didn't pronounce that right.
See, reading is hard sometimes.
I know. But on the flip side, rates of violence vary, and have historically varied, by the way, wildly across cultures and communities. Barkley also added, he said, that suggests violence can be dialed up or down dramatically in our species. Nomadic people, for example, tend to have lower levels of lethal interpersonal human violence, while eras filled with societies bent on plunder and conquest, unsurprisingly, at higher levels, yes. And modern-day American culture is more violent than most of those in Europe. Barkley said there's a wide variation in violence rates, order of magnitude difference. In some specific recorded societies, up to half of all men die violently at the hands of other men. In other societies, physical violence is very rare, like in modern Japan. Violence tends to breed violence, meaning that cultures where conflict is common and more likely to experience violence generation after generation, Geary said. In this way, violence is transmitted, quote unquote, as a contagious disease would be. That's according to Gary Slutkin from the University of Illinois. He's the epidemiologist there, I suppose. However, Brad Evans, a professor of political violence at the University of Bath in the UK, pointed out that even people in the most progressive and peaceful communities are capable of violence. He said ordinary lawful persons can quickly turn into monsters once conditions change. Equally, some who are most dislikable can end up showing remarkable acts of kindness. There's no clear formula as to why a person acts in a violent way, and that's why it's such a complex problem. Additionally, according to both Barkley and Evans, it can be far easier to carry out violent acts if the individual committing the violence is distant from their victims. It's far easier to press a button launching a nuclear missile than it is to physically and directly strike a killing blow. For instance, in Stanley Milgram's classic Studies of Obedience, in which an experimenter told participants to deliver electric shocks of increasing intensity to other people, participants were more reluctant to shock victims if they were physically closer to them. Isn't that right, Jordan?
Oh, I feel that. Terrible
So
being
do
a
I.
shocker even.
And historically, acts of genocide occurred after perpetrators dehumanize or create physiological distance between themselves and those of a different race or ethnicity. There may also be two types of aggression in human evolution, proactive and reactive. Richard Wrangham, a research professor in the Department of Evolutionary Biology at Harvard University, reported in 2017 in the journal Proceedings of the National Academies of Science. Proactive violence has historically been related to conquest, when a group is determined to take the resources or land of another. And reactive violence, on the other hand, can be described as the direct response to such aggression. However, despite violence seeming to be an ingrained human characteristic, Barkley is confident that there is room for optimism, up to a point. He says, objectively speaking, any individual is much less likely to suffer violence today than in previous eras, he said. We are currently in history's most peaceful era, but that doesn't guarantee it'll stay that way. Unless we fight climate change, there will be more scarcity, more disasters, more desperation, and more reason for conflict. And to pickle back off of that sentiment, without further understanding each other as a human race, these are my words, by the way. The article is over, so now it's me. So if you want to attack anybody, attack me. Until we learn to understand one another in our society, the human society, not just the American society, not just the Florida society, because in a time where we're so connected technologically, we're able to reach out to people we haven't talked to or have never met across oceans in an instant and have a conversation. We're so separated and we're so divided. It's unbelievable to me. It's like we took this wonderful gift of being able to learn more about each other and just used it against each other. It's terrifying. Social media was a wonderful gift, and we've as a society have kind of destroyed it to a point where most people are like, "Fuck this," just turn it off forever. And it's not just us. It's, corporations. It's the machine. It's all part of it. Not making any excuses for anyone. But personally, people that you don't agree with and people that are different from you, it's important to get to know them. And it's not like doing a Google search or whatever or watching somebody else's opinion. Go and meet these people. They're wonderful people. It's a huge tragedy that happened out there over the weekend. Completely senseless. There's no excuse. There's no reasoning. It's outrageous. And I'm glad they took that guy alive, because I hope he rots in a hole for the rest of his life. And like kudos to the people in the in that bar that subdued him themselves. You know, like that. That takes an immense courage, and so hats off to them. They probably saved hundreds of lives just by that act. So good for them. And our thoughts go out to the people whose lives were lost in a senseless tragedy. So yes, remember that it's not inherent in your body and your soul to be violent, though we are all capable of it, even the most peaceful. So perhaps some introspection and learning how to control your emotions and find a different outlet, because that's not the one. Anyway, something to think about, over the holidays. It's a good, joyous time to enjoy loved ones, but really think about some of these people that are not going to get to spend time with their loved ones now. It's ridiculous.
True.
And this is happening all the time everywhere. So, like, this is not an isolated incident. It's just the one that made it to the news today. So, all right, moving along here. Oh, yeah. So Disney has some shocking developments. Those of you who are Disney fans or not fans, that seems to be a thing these days too. In a move that shocked Hollywood, Bob Iger, one of the most notable CEOs in the history of the Walt Disney Company, is returning to once again run the media empire. Now, before I continue with the article, when I worked for Disney on the Disney Cruise Line as an entertainer, Bob Iger was in office. That's probably aging me a little bit, but that's okay. And he's a wonderful man, and he really did a number on Disney in terms of making it a better company and a good place to work. But I digress. Let's get through the article here. Bob Chapek, who replaced Iger back in 2020 as the CEO, is stepping down immediately. Susan Arnold, the chairman of the board of Disney, said in a statement on Sunday night, "We thank Bob Chapek for his service to Disney over his long career, including navigating the company through the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic. The board has concluded that as Disney embarks on an increasingly complex period of industry transformation, Bob Iger is uniquely situated to lead the company through this pivotal period." The announcement, while surprising to the media industry, comes at a time of great evolution for Disney. The company is coming off a lackluster earnings report. Always about money. Oh, thank you, Bob Chapek, but the money is down, so you're out.
That's how it works.
That's how it works, right? A lackluster earning report that showed growth for its streaming endeavors. However, that came at a great cost. Disney's streaming business lost $1.5 billion in the fourth quarter of the year. That report sent Disney's stock tumbling after a year of sluggish to bad performance. Chapek guided the company, as mentioned, through the pandemic, one of its most tumultuous periods in its nearly 100-year history, but ultimately Disney decided that its future was better in the hands of Bob Iger. Away from the pandemic, Chapek had a short but bumpy tenure as the head of Disney. He served as the chairman of Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products before taking over for Iger. And he found himself dealing with issues regarding pay with Scarlett Johansson. That was a big deal. Of course, she's one of the company's biggest stars, as well as Disney's battles with Florida and its own employees regarding the state's controversial bill restricting certain LGBTQ topics in the classroom. Disney's stock also taken a hit lately. It's currently down roughly 40% this year. Shares rose more than 8% in pre-market trending as on Monday, today, as investors cheered the news of Iger's return. So already getting a little bump in their stock prices. Bob Iger, has an almost mythical status as the leader of Disney. He spent 15 years as CEO and was instrumental in acquiring major brands like Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilms, of course, the home of Star Wars. Iger also closed the $71 billion deal to buy most of 21st Century Fox, and kicking off the streaming revolution at Disney with the creation, of course, of Disney Plus back in November of 2019. He stayed on as at Disney as executive chairman, directing the company's creative endeavors. He officially left the company after nearly 50 years at the end of last year. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it? What a retirement. Woohoo!
Psych.
Couldn't stay away. Disney said Sunday that Iger has agreed to serve as CEO for 2 years with a mandate from the board to set the strategic direction for renewed growth and to work closely with the board in developing a successor to lead the company at the completion of his term. So he's coming back, but he's not coming back for long. Let's see. The move is also surprising since Chapek just renewed his contract. How exciting, I'm getting renewed. The company's board of directors unanimously voted to extend Chapek's contract as CEO for another 3 years. The company said in June. Chapek's new contract began in July and was set to run until 2025. That didn't work. We'll see how far a contract goes with Disney, huh? Also, it appeared that Iger was set in retirement with his legacy as one of Disney's most notable and successful CEOs, and now he's back. He said in a statement on Sunday, "I'm extremely optimistic for the future of this great company and thrilled to be asked by the board to return as its CEO. Disney and its incomparable brands and franchises hold a special place in the hearts of so many people around the globe, most especially in the hearts of our employees, whose dedication to this company and its mission is an inspiration." Iger added that he is deeply honored to be asked to again lead this remarkable team with a clear mission focused on creative excellence to inspire generations through unrivaled, bold storytelling. So, I guess welcome back, Bob Iger, to Disney. Hopefully that's the change they need. Because I don't know what happened. Somehow, Jordan, Disney became this wildly polarizing thing when it was always just about magic and fun and imagination. And nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred.
No.
God, you can't even have Disney. I wonder if he's going to do anything about the soaring ticket prices at the parks. That's another story for another time.
No, Brad, that's inflation.
I guess.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, that's their inflation.
They don't make a lot of money either, so
right?
It's understandable. So I guess it's in with the old Bob, out with the new Bob, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Alicia, tuning in on Facebook, said, "I'm glad Iger is back. I am also. I worked for him. I mean, not directly for him, but like he was a major part of Disney when I worked there, and he had just taken over. I forget the last guy, but he had just taken over when I started Disney many years ago. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table again. Hopefully everything he touches is gold, and brings Disney back to center. That would be nice.
You think he's gonna try to take the other Bob under his wing, and then they'll put him back in after 2 years?
I highly doubt it.
No, you think his time to shine's over?
I think that they're gonna. Yeah.
They'll find someone else.
Yeah, I think they're gonna cut that right out.
Okay.
They'll find somebody, some new hotness to get in there.
Maybe a woman.
Perhaps.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe Jordan.
Maybe Jordan.
Maybe Jordan.
Could you fill out an application for CEO of a company? Is that a thing?
Of Disney.
Desired position, CEO. Who knows? You might get an interview.
Maybe. I'll talk to my connections.
Some sad news coming out of the entertainment area. And this hits hard for my kid heart, my child heart. Jason David Frank, who played the Green Power Ranger Tommy Oliver on the 90s television series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, has died, and he was only 49 years old. Justine Hunt, Frank's manager, said in a statement Sunday that Frank passed away. She did not name the cause of death nor say when he died, but asked for privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time as we come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. Walter Emmanuel Jones, the original Black Power Ranger, who co-starred with Frank in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, wrote on Instagram that he couldn't believe it. Said, "My heart is sad to have lost another member of our special family." I forget the girl's name, but the girl that played the Yellow Ranger, she passed away at only 27 years old in a car accident. So that's two of the original Power Rangers are gone. So condolences to his family and fans. That's sad. Green Ranger was always my favorite, because he was like a bad boy. He was like, you guys know the mythology of the Green Ranger? Anybody? I'm gonna give it to you real quick. So the Green Ranger was invented by the bad guys to infiltrate the Power Rangers, and like the kid was in school with all of them, kind of like being a spy, but then like fighting them as the Green Ranger, and he was like super powerful and very cool, and he had this cool vest thing, like shoulder pads, and he played a flute. And that's how he summoned his monsters. Dope. But of course, as things go, he turned good and everything was good. And then we went on to play on several of the other shows that came afterwards. But 49. That's young. That's young. So sail on, Jason David Frank. Keep fighting the good fight wherever you end up. All right, we're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Taylor Swift, Pam.
Goodbye, everyone.
And her massive grab at the AMA Awards. We got some celebrity birthdays and some shameless plugs. We'll get you on your way. Don't go away. In fact, we'll be right back with more Jams and Coffee here in the morning. Here's one from The Little Things. This is Someone Else.
Feels like I'm going crazy, thinking of you on the day
back. Jams and Coffee in the morning. And that was Little Things. Someone else. I think they're playing a couple shows around town. I'll have to look and see. I think they're home for the holidays here, or at least for Thanksgiving. I'll have to pop out and see them at some point. Yeah, so we're back. I'm here with Jordan Taylor this morning. Pleasant surprise. But yeah, she said she found something on her Facebook news feed.
Yes.
Yeah, what
Okay, all this is epic.
Okay, epic.
Yes,
here.
perk up. So, for you pet haver lovers out there, breaking news. Snoop Dogg has launched a pet line called Snoop Doggy Dogs.
Awesome.
Isn't that
Love
amazing?
That.
And it features hoodies, toys, bowls, and accessories. It's available on Amazon. So he's partnered with Little Earth Productions Incorporated to create his pet line, Snoop Doggy's Dogs, with, double G.
I heard about this. It was either yesterday or the day before. It had to have been the day before. But yeah, like.
So that article is from like the 17th or something.
Yeah, they said, don't worry. He also has products for cats, too.
Oh, good.
I guess that kind of works into the Snoop Lion thing. You guys remember Snoop Lion?
I was a fan. You didn't like Snoop Lion. I was here for it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just thought that it was contrived.
Oh, it was good, though, still.
But listen,
enjoyed it.
Snoop,
He
legend.
can do no wrong.
He can do whatever he wants is really what it comes down to.
Truth.
Kind of like this next article that we're going to talk about here.
Oh, nice segue.
Like that, Taylor Swift can do no wrong. My God. She sold like 2.5 million concert tickets in a day. Of course, not without major problems. But, of course, it's all blamed on Ticketmaster. So good for that.
Yes.
I did see an article. I wish I could pull it up. But in a nutshell, this guy was trying to buy ZZ Top tickets. And he bought like 4 ZZ Top tickets, but instead was sold 4 front row tickets to a Taylor Swift concert.
That is quite a mix-up.
And so when it was all discovered, what was going on, he was like, I didn't even know who Taylor Swift was until I Googled her.
Oh, my God.
He's like, and then I realized that I was sitting on a gold mine because these tickets are going for like $25,000 front row tickets to Taylor Swift.
Or more.
And he's got 4 of them. Of course, Ticketmaster, is as wonderful as they are, offered to take the tickets back and offer him a refund, of which he paid $250 each ticket.
And he was like, no.
He was like, no. I'll go ahead and hang on to these. He's like, he's like, for what I could sell these tickets for, I could hire ZZ Top to come to my house and play my birthday party.
And then buy a house.
I was dead. And then buy a house. So good for that guy.
Yeah.
Wow, what a wonderful mistake.
Did you realize, I guess she hasn't had a tour for like 5 years? That's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, she took a little hiatus.
Think about.
So, yeah, like, there's pent-up demand for her shows, and they're very good from all accounts.
Yeah, I've heard they're good. I don't get the appeal, but it's for someone.
I don't know. Well, maybe here's the appeal. The American Music Awards just went on. And Taylor Swift, she nabbed 6 awards and remains the most awarded artist in American Music Award history. This has been going on about 50 years, this award show. And it was hosted by award-winning actor, producer, and musician Wayne Brady. The 50th, I was right on the money.
Oh, Wayne
the
Brady.
50th Annual American Music Awards aired live from Los Angeles, Microsoft Theater, last night on ABC. Pink got the show rolling, literally. Opening the show on skates with a performance of Never Gonna Dance Again.
Oh, she should have done Get This Party Started.
That's what I was thinking.
Messed up.
But this is her new hit single, so.
Whatever.
Later, she also performed Hopelessly Devoted to You in a touching tribute to the life and career of the late Olivia Newton-John. Other performances included Bebe Rexha, who made her AMA performance debut with David Guetta, singing their hit, I'm Good, which is a total ripoff of it's not a ripoff. It's a reimagining of the song Blue. Abba-dee dabu die dabu-dee dabu.
Yeah.
So they used that song as the reference point for their tune. It's pretty good. I like it.
Good. Yeah. It's catchy.
I like it.
Probably only because we associate it with.
Yeah.
Blue.
I think there was even I read an article where like she was so stoked because the nostalgia was so important to the song. I don't know. There was a whole discussion about it.
Cute.
But it's good. We can't do anything new and creative anymore. We have to regurgitate and recycle, reuse, reduce.
All the R's.
All the R's. Carrie Underwood amazed the crowd as she sang Crazy Angels from a moving structure above the crowd. Rapper J.I.D. joined Imagine Dragons to perform Enemy, and New Artist of the Year winner Dove Cameron took the stage with her song Boyfriend. To no surprise, of course, Taylor Swift was one of the night's big winners, taking home all of the 6 awards she was nominated for. Sorry to everyone else, there was no chance for you. And it, of course, included Artist of the Year. How could you argue with that? 10 of her songs were on the Billboard Hot 100. The top 10.
I'm calling rigor mortis.
The
year of
rigged,
year
rigamortis.
of rig. Decade of rig.
Oh, my God.
Do you think, I just had a thought. Maybe it's a little far-fetched, but do you think that, remember the whole Kanye drama, which goes hand in hand with my theory about just everything lately?
Do you remember the Kanye drama? Oh,
yeah,
with
which one?
her, with
with
Taylor.
her.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think that kind of like propelled her, everyone loving her? I feel like that helped her because they're like, oh, poor Taylor.
I don't know.
She was attacked. We
Kanye
love her.
has a tendency
I think that helped her.
to rocket launch other people's careers,
that's
even
what I'm
while
saying.
tanking his own.
Yeah, now thinking about it, I'm like, I feel like that kind of helped her on this trajectory. I mean, she does a lot of great things. Don't get me wrong. As a human, she's lovely, but
I don't know.
Because I feel like that was kind of some good drama for her.
Yeah, it was good drama because that was a really shitty thing for him to do.
Truth.
And she did not deserve that at all. And I think maybe that was a moment for her to realize that she needed to stick up for herself because she stood there and took it. Like, she just stood there awkwardly with her award, and while Kanye was blasting the whole world about why Beyonce should have won that award.
Well,
And
what do you really do besides
I
look
don't
at
know.
him
I feel like
he has 14 eyeballs?
I feel like if it happened today that she would have more to say, that she's more empowered than ever. And she's a doctor. Dr. Taylor.
True. Doctor. Without ever going to school.
Yep.
Amazing.
I mean, I think she did go to school, but,
she did.
but maybe not that school. Or
Science class.
I don't know. Took one class.
Yeah.
Dr. Taylor, I think, would have more to say to Kanye these days. But yeah, I mean, she was only a baby back then. I think she just cracked 30. Is she even 30? I don't even think she is.
No, she is. I think she's like a year older than me.
Oh, goodness.
Remember
sure?
her 1989 album, Brad? She was born in 1989.
Oh,
Oh,
I guess
God,
not.
why do I know so much about her?
Yeah, really.
Throw up.
Pam knows more about her now than she ever wanted to.
You are welcome,
Just
Pam.
by
You and me
hanging with
both.
us.
You and me both.
Oh, in the past few years, what did she say? Taylor said while accepting the prestigious award of Artist of the Year, she said, in the past few years, I've released more music than I did in the entire decade preceding that. And I really feel like that's down to the fact that you fans made it clear that you wanted to hear lots of music that I would make. She said, I have the fans to thank essentially for my happiness. I love you more than I can say. I cannot express how unbelievable it is to me that I still get to do this and you still care. She said, so thank you, underlined with 3 exclamation points. I don't know what to say. She vocalized a speech and then added punctuation 13 times. Isn't that something? She loves social media. She even brings it into actual speech. The night's wins brings Taylor's total to 40 American Music Awards, making her the most awarded artist in AMA history. So congratulations to all the winners and especially to Taylor Swift for her big win. She won every award she was nominated for. Awesome.
If this doesn't tell you anything about America, I
Pam,
don't know what does.
Pam said, okay, moving on. Okay, Pam.
Yeah.
Pam's had enough. We're going to move on. We do have some celebrity birthdays here. Speaking of another artist that you couldn't get out of your head when she came out, this is Carly Rae Jepsen. She's turning 37 years old today. Oh, I should be having you guess these.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got a few more after this. She's a pop singer best known for her debut single, Call Me Maybe, which reached #1 on the U.S. and Canadian billboards while receiving over 400 million YouTube views. She's also known for portraying Frenchie in the 2016 Fox broadcast of Grease Live. So, happy birthday.
How old is she?
37. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, Carly Rae Jepsen?
That's correct.
She's 37?
37, sir.
Oh, my. Wow. I thought she was like 18 when that song came out. Maybe
Nope.
she was. I don't know.
I mean, she's the
Oh
same
my
age as
God.
me.
Oh,
Derek Zugel,
feeling faint.
a master of disaster, tuning in over on YouTube. He said, talking about Taylor Swift, said her response was humble, and I think she would respond similar today. By the way, phone number is busy. I know. The phone line thing has been giving me some problems.
Our hotline bling is down.
Yeah, the hotline bling is down. So as soon as I get that sorted out, we'll be backing up and running. But Derek, thanks for trying to call in anyway.
Yes.
Good to hear from you, friend.
Yes, we miss your face.
All right. Here we go, Jordan. I'm going to have you guess the next few birthdays here.
Oh, great.
Turning 57 years old today, eccentric and visionary Icelandic singer who is celebrated for her electronic music and avant-garde personal style, and is celebrating birthday today. Some of her most memorable songs include Army of Me, Joga, Isabel, and Pagan Poetry. Who's turning 57 years old today, Jordan? Icelandic singer. Give up?
Bjork?
It is Bjork.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Wow. That's amazing. Good
Now
job.
you have to buy me lunch today.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sounds good. Somebody's got to buy you lots of things.
That was stressful.
Goodness. Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm schwitzing over here.
It's like, oh, I'm so smart.
All right. Yes, she's turning 57 years old today. Paul said, good job, Jordy. JT.
Great.
All right. Okay. Turning 77 years old today, multi-talented actress, director, and producer who shot to fame through her memorable performances in such favorites as Private Benjamin and Overboard. Who's turning 77 years old today?
Who is Goldie Hawn?
That is correct.
77?
77 years old.
Oh.
Isn't that
Oh.
unbelievable?
Oh. That's sad.
Turning 51 years of age today, defensive end who set the NFL record for sacks in a season with 22 and a half. And won a Super Bowl during his final year in the NFL with the New York Giants. He's celebrating a birthday today. After retirement, he became a TV football analyst, and in 2012, he became Kelly Ripa's co-host on ABC's Live. Who is turning 51 years old today, Jordy?
Who is Michael? Michael.
You're good.
With the gap tooth.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Michael. Mayweather.
It's not Mayweather, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's Michael Strahan.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have
Turning
got that.
51 years old today.
Thank you,
Paul
Paul.
said, wow, she's good at this game. Not so much with music. She's close enough. Yep, you were close enough. I'll take it. All right, turning 38 years old today. Oh, this one might be a little difficult for you. She's the actress who rose to fame through her work in the films Donnie Darko, Into the Wild, and Sucker Punch. Who's turning 38 years old today? I have another clue if you're having a hard time.
Okay. Give it to me.
Okay. That was quick. She also played Joanna Mason in The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Nope. I don't know.
Jenna Malone,
Oh.
turning 38 years old today.
Ew. Isn't she the girl from Stepmom?
I don't know. I know she's from Donnie Darko, Into the Wild, and Sucker Punch because I read it off the TV.
And she was in the Life as a House,
Oh,
I think.
Life as a House?
Yeah.
That's how I
With
feel
Hayden
sometimes.
Christensen
Weird.
and Kevin Kline.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Rounding out our birthdays here, turning 59 years old today. This actress starred in the successful television series Knots Landing. She later appeared as Edie Britt in the award-winning series Desperate Housewives. Who's turning 59 years old today, Jordan?
Who is Ava Longoria?
Who is... You're wrong. All right.
Who is... Wait, Edie. Kimberly Shaw.
No.
Who is Terry Hatcher?
Oh, my God. One more guess. That's all you get.
Felicity Hoffman.
You know, you're done.
Oh, my God.
The final one, the last one that you didn't name, Nicolette Sheridan,
Oh, damn it.
turning 59 years old. Yeah, Paul got it here under the wire.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot about her.
59 years old today. And that's our celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday to all of you out there. Brett from over on Facebook said, I think referencing Taylor Swift, he said, music for tween fans without fully developed brains. I guess.
I'll support that.
Hey, listen, though, I'm a guilty pleasure of mine, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I love pop music. It's easy to listen to. It's you don't have to think really hard about it. I do love complex music and good singer-songwriter stuff, story songs and things like that. But I feel like I have to invest my time into that music,
Yes, but hers is so whiny.
Yeah, she's pretty whiny.
Pretty whiny.
Yeah, especially this new record, man. She really tears into herself.
Yeah, it's really weird. Some of the songs, if you listen to the lyrics, they're very, very weird.
Yeah.
And also, well, never mind.
Oh.
Nothing.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're going to hit you. We're running a little overtime here, so we're going to get you some shameless plugs, and then we're going to send you on your way. First and foremost, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate that. Please follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know where else we are, but please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I thank you to those that are subscribing. I appreciate that. This Wednesday night, we're doing a JNC special viewing party of the Dark Side of Oz, which is the sync up of The Wizard of Oz and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. So that's going to be happening Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're going to have a brief mini podcast before it. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of that, the bands. There's some statements out there from the actual band that would kind of touch on it. So we're going to talk about that stuff. We're going to lead up to it, get everybody jacked up for the viewing, and then we're going to watch the whole film in its entirety. We debated whether we were going to do it like Mystery Theater 3000 and like talk throughout, but I think that would just wreck the whole vibe. So we're going to, uninterrupted, play the whole movie with the soundtrack and let you guys vibe out however you want. And then at the end, we'll come back and we'll say bye to you. So that's happening this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Standard Time. And you'll see more about that on our social media leading up to it. So it'll be exclusively on YouTube because I think that it would just get muted on Facebook. So exclusively on YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't get muted there. If it does, we'll figure something out. We'll do another date. But we'll be in the chat during the viewing to talk with you guys too. So that's coming up this Wednesday night. It's going to be a good time. Let's see. I'm supposed to have a show at the Tipsy Tiki tomorrow night, but the weather is supposed to be trash, so I'm not sure if that's going to pan out. I may get froggy and do a live stream. I know I say that, but it's possible now that I'm thinking about it now. So we may do that tomorrow night if that gets canceled, and it's not a hurricane. I think I didn't do it last time because I had to put up shutters and stuff, and that's always fun. So do that. If you guys have the means and the desire, you can check out our Patreon, which is a subscription-based, kind of like OnlyFans, but not as raunchy, but for creators like us, for podcasting and things like that. You can see some behind-the-scenes stuff whenever we post things up there. You'll be able to see it first before we launch it to the rest of the world. It's $5 a month, and it helps us fund some of the shenanigans that we do and offset some of those costs. So if you can afford it and you have the means, throw us some support. We love that. We'll also put your name in the scrolling credits of our podcasts. And if not, as mentioned, you can also support us by sharing all of our stuff with your friends and getting them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be wonderful. I'm going to give a shout out to the Drums and Rums podcast, Paul, who's in the chats with us today. Paul is the wonderful host of the Drums and Rums podcast, and he generally releases a new podcast on Tuesday, and his weekly live stream, the biggest happy hour and a half hour, which Jordan was a guest on. That's how big it is. And you can check that out Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern traditionally. Sometimes it gets moved around like things do, but traditionally it happens on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find it on our website, jncpodcast.com. We'll stream it there. But you can also go straight to Paul's YouTube channel, the Drums and Rums Podcast, and catch it there as well. Subscribe to his channel also. And thanks, Paul. Thanks for tuning in, man. I'm going to get at you today. Let me see. What else? Check out our friends and partners at Code Rum, Hop Life Brewing, right here on the hat. Our friends at the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, and our friends at the Bug Juice, the world's best bug repellent and skincare products on the market. So go and check out their stuff.
Something for fire ants?
I don't know. We should ask them.
Ask them.
We'll ask them.
Yeah, or if the bug juice works for that.
Probably. You know, because what makes their products so good is that, you know, even if there's things that aren't repelled by the scent, it creates a barrier, an oil barrier on your skin that makes it more difficult for insects to bite through. So
might have to do a test.
Yes.
Maybe not me. Maybe you.
Oh, yes. Okay. So Paul said that he's moving the biggest happy hour to tomorrow night. I believe it's bingo night, right, Paul? Because obviously Thursday is Thanksgiving, so that makes a lot of sense. All right, so he's moving it to Tuesday night, the biggest happy hour and a half hour, and it's bingo night. Paul gives away cool prizes, man. I need to step it up because he always outdoes me in the prize world. But his bingos are always a lot of fun, and if I'm off, you'll find me there playing bingo as well. So, all right, I think that does it for my shameless plugs. Other than visit us on the web at jncpodcast.com. Visit my website, bradbrock.com, for dates and things like that. What do you have, Jordan? Any shameless plugs for you today?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, you guys.
Not yet.
Not yet. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that does it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in with us at Jams and Coffee in the Morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Till then, broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge, I'm Brad, and Jordan Taylor here riding shotgun with me. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. Be good or be good at it. See you soon. Bye.
Tune in again tomorrow morning for the latest local buzz, national headlines, music news and more on JNC in the Morning, right here on Facebook and YouTube.